We're starting our hike at the trailhead, Conklin Gully Trail here in Naples, New York. Always plenty of parking. It's a good trailhead for parking. The map is okay, a little confusing. So here's a little guidance for the beginning of your hike. If you want a good workout at the beginning, then this is Route 245 right here. We're in the southern part of Canandaigua Lake. So what we do, oh, look at that. There's some markers, yellow. Hop over the rail. Okay, hop over the rail. There's the gully, this beautiful creek, Conklin Creek. And pretty amazing that there's a lot of water right now. It is the end of August of 2021. Very unusual, but wonderful. This is Parish Hill, so busy Route 245. We're taking a right, going up Parish Hill. That basically heads up the mountain. There's lots of homes up there. Very remote. And there's this building, don't know what it is, but there's that building on the left, and the creek is on your right. And this really is not on the map, so I'm just showing you what we do, and certainly modify it whatever way you prefer. But we like to get a real good workout right at the beginning. Now you can park over here on Parish Hill, like this person's doing, because this is a pretty quiet road going up. We just tend to park in the trailhead because sometimes we have our boat with us. More space. Now a lot of people hike right up the creek, and that is a lot of fun too, with water shoes or hiking shoes. That's a good time. You can go right down there to the right off of Parish Hill. Notice this is state land. It's called High Tor Wildlife Management Area. So we like to take a right and go right up the mountain. This is pretty steep, but we like to get the hard part done first. It's steep, I say, but really it's moderate in our interpretation of trails. It's moderate. And you can grab trees, and you know, the roots kind of act like steps going up. And since we're just starting out, we made sure we had some food in our stomach. We know we're going to be away from the car for at least 2 hours. And I have a waist belt on, like a mini backpack. I have plenty of water for us. And granola bar just in case we get lost. A couple other just little basic needs. Just in case, including my cell phone, which is fully charged in case something ever happened. We have a fully charged cell phone. So even though this is steep, notice you can grab onto the little trees. We like to start this way. The creek is right down there, and you get this beautiful sound of the water flowing during the whole time of this hike. It's on All Trails app. I'll show you later. You can get a lot of information from people who leave reviews. We like to check out the reviews and leave reviews. So near the top, made it to the top. And the gully's to the right. It'll always be on your right. This is a nice loop, by the way. And even though I said that it's not marked, like with a yellow marking, it is very obvious. It's marked by the heavy use of this trail. So no worries concerning not being able to see the yellow paint marked on the trees. Here's the gully, quite close to the edge, so hold on to your kids and your dogs. You are allowed to bring a pet to Conklin Gully Trail. I would just highly recommend not putting their waste in a plastic bag and leaving it on the ground. Pet owners are starting to do that, and it's very awful. It's worse than the waste just decomposing. So we just went up 650 feet in altitude. So as you can tell, I'm a bit out of breath, but we like having the really tough workout right at the beginning. So pretty up here. We do have some bug spray on. It did rain recently, so it's pretty moist, and that brings out the mosquitoes. But we just, a little spray and you'll be fine. Some people must come up here and have a little fire. I doubt that's supposed to happen, but it does. So this is the gully. Very lovely. Notice the roots because of erosion. And it's very peaceful. It's a beautiful landscape. God's beautiful creation. And it's only about an hour and a half from Buffalo, maybe an hour from Rochester. And you are out in this nice remote area. We're going to carry on. There's still no yellow markers yet, but again, there's no question where the trail is. It's a heavily marked by use kind of trail. Notice very bright green, beautiful moss. It's like a blanket on the ground. Of course, the moss will die in the winter, and then the spores will grow back or blow back and restore the forest floor. This is a pretty old forest, and I say that because there's not a lot of shrubs. It's very natural. When branches fall, they just stay there. So the canopy does block quite a bit of sun, and that's why there's not many shrubs, but there's some good size pine trees up here, and of course lots of deciduous, maples, oaks. The stream is still on our right and will be. The whole loop journey, which again is about 2 miles long, about. There's a lot of little tangents you can take. And I'm quite certain people have been hiking here for the last 100 years because the trails are well used. Yet it's not heavy traffic. Don't misunderstand me. Even on a Saturday and Sunday, we may bump into 3 or 4 hikers. Today is a Tuesday in August. There was only 5 cars in the parking lot, so we may not see anybody, or we may just see 1 or 2 hikers. So it's very peaceful and quiet. You just hear the nice stream. And again, still no markers, but the trail is super obvious, as you can see. Like, we're right at the top of this ridge, and I will show you very soon where the markers begin. You also won't see this part of the trail on All Trail app, we noticed. But that's okay. If you just watch the beginning of my video, it's super easy to find. So eventually you come to a T, and now here you'll start seeing the markers. You can go left, and you're going to just come out on Parish Hill Road. Then you have to walk down Parish Hill and get to the trailhead wherever you parked your car. Or the trail goes to the right. We tend to go to the right. Either way, now you're going to start to see, whether you go right or left, you're going to see blue and yellow markings. The wildlife management area has marked really the rest of the trail. So we went to the right, but here's another fork. And if you go straight, you just get a really nice view of the creek, or you can go to the right where the markings are and just continue to follow the marks. I think we're going to take a little tangent today, and oh, we're not. We're going to keep following the marks. All right, so now it's super easy. You got yellow on that tree and you have blue. At some point the yellow and blue separate. I'm not even sure where at this moment, but we're just going to follow the markings. And we're kind of going down now. We're going down from the ridge where we were, getting closer to the creek. Eventually, as you follow the markings, you're going to get to these stairs that take you down to a whole nother level of the ridge, the wooden stairs. And again, very well marked, yellow, blue, you can't miss it. And again, you can go to the right or you can go to the left. We're going to go to the left and continue on the loop. If you go to the right, it's very beautiful, but I think it's a dead end. You got to come back and then either go up or go down. Again, don't forget your bug spray. Don't forget your water. Very important when you're hiking to stay hydrated. And if you didn't eat anything before you left for your hike, make sure you have a granola bar, piece of fruit. You don't want to drink so much water that you end up diluting your system, because that can make you feel very lightheaded and faint also. Now, once you get to the bridge, there's another good landmark for you. The bridge takes you over Conklin Gully. It's a well-made, sturdy bridge. And again, a lot of people walk right up the gully, and that's a lot of fun. We tend to just take the loop around, but we've seen many people come up. We've come up it part way, then it gets kind of steep, not too steep for us, but the young ones just jump right up. So lots of water in late August, which was unusual, but really nice. This bridge is dedicated to somebody. You can cool down. It's a nice chance to cool down. You have a baseball hat on and you're super hot, just soak your baseball hat. Usually we don't see what are called cairns, C-A-I-R-N-S. The rocks that are built up, kind of like a memorial. They're actually extremely important, especially out west. They're markers that rangers use to show you the way along the path. We don't often see them much in New York State because it's not a desert here. But when we were in Utah and even southern Colorado, the cairns are extremely important markers. Otherwise you have no idea where the path is because you're walking on sand or you're just walking on flat rock. But they're fun to build. In New York, there's little markers. Lots of bedrock. New York State is all bedrock. Layers of sedimentary, not igneous, not metamorphic, sedimentary, which is layer upon layer. And so you can see how the water is carved out, that sedimentary rock. So this is really the highlight of this trail. Woo! The hills are alive. We're right at the brink. That's a pretty steep cliff right here. One day we were up here and there was a guy shimmying down on a rope, practicing his rock climbing. This is the kind of spot where pictures don't do justice. Really the highlight of this trail. Conklin Gully Trail. So right over that mountain to the right is the southern point of Canandaigua Lake. So all this fresh, clean water is flowing down into Canandaigua Lake. You just have to see this for yourself.